Next on the agenda is the John Birch Society President, Wayne Morrow. If he could come forward and say a few words. Wayne, come on up.
Yeah. Well, good morning. We'll see if technology works this morning. Normally it does, but if it doesn't, I can sing you a song not as good as Mr. Darnell, but let's see. So anyway, thank you so much. Yes, I'm the CEO of the John Birch Society. We've been around since 1958, telling the truth. And I want to go through a video here that we did in the fall, and hopefully we'll get it up. But in the meantime, the Birch Society is more than just an educational organization. We have a book publishing company. We have their truth table way in the back with Danny back there. We have published our own books. We also have a school called Freedom Project Academy, which goes from kindergarten to high school. It's an online school. And we have bulletins for monthly meetings. We have chapters all over the United States as well, and we're also doing things internationally. One of the things I was talking to Lois about, which she was impressed upon, and I hope I can do this. If not, I got my phone. I'll do the Stephen Jobs program. To show you that we have an app for your phone. It talks about the scorecard of every elected official in the United States. Senate, House, and Congress, House of Representatives, and, of course, senators. And so one of the things I always ask people as I travel around the United States is, when's the last time you read the U.S. Constitution? And the answer is probably around 5%. Then I ask the other question, when's the last time you read the state constitution? Usually it's 0. Now you think about that for a minute. So then how can you elect a constitutional-minded individual when you don't understand the rule book yourself? And that's what we're facing in the United States, by the way. It's not just here. It's everywhere. And it's really a shame. And our job is to teach the Constitution and remind you how important it is. We have problems in Congress when you have half of Congress, which is, I think, Marxist leftists. How do they get there? Because you don't understand the Constitution. And that's a scary thing. We only got, oh, this is awesome. Great. So I know I get 10 minutes. I'll speak fast, but not like a Federal Spectrum commercial. We'll see how this goes. This has volume, I hope. Okay, here we go.
A lot of credit has to go to those in
patriots, and they saw it and they fought back. Many of our friends are so very busy enjoying the good life. But I think too many of our friends and neighbors have not been willing to take the time to protect the system that allows the good life to be possible. The John Birch Society was founded to build an informed electorate and to reverse that problem. And it has been the most successful organization of its kind in the world.
And a tremendous campaign was launched in December of 1960 to move to discredit the John Birch Society.
Let me just tell you what Newsweek says this. The John Birch Society considers communism only one arm of a master conspiracy in which socialist American insiders are plotting to establish world government. You know, that kind of silly, asinine statement is what makes people laugh at the John Birch Society.
You are looking at a group that has worked to bring about the dissolution of national sovereignty on the road to world government. And certainly you're familiar with local Professor Carol Quigley, who's been part of your club, in which he admitted all this. And he said in his book, Tragedy and Hope, the only thing I disagree is that we've worked to keep it a secret.
We've been talking about the Constitution. One of the things I really admire about the John Birch Society is you understand the power and importance of the Constitution and the power and importance of the state's powers of Constitution, which is, I spent half my year living in Europe, and I have to tell you, there's not a country in Europe that wouldn't just do anything if their country had the state powers of a Constitution that we enjoy here.
John Birch Society has published dozens of books that I personally read that have the quotes from proto-globalists 100 years ago that I went and actually UT Library and got many of the books were there. I wanted to see it for myself. And that's why you have such an attack on America.
Because if you think the pressure on you now is bad, you ain't seen nothing. They're coming at you like you've never seen before. They're going to make your work environment toxic. They're going to make your community toxic. All of it. There's a lot of elements. Just go back and look at the John Birches. A lot of things they said and kind of, it sounds a lot more true than some of the other stuff that was put out there. Just saying.
You know, it's really rather easy once every 4 years to put a bumper sticker on for 2 weeks. I think that's why it's so appealing. It doesn't require any great deal of understanding or commitment. But to those individuals who are willing to take a look in the background of the issues and take a look at the voting and the representation of their representative in the Congress and in their senator, these are the individuals who deserve the great praise, and that requires a lot of hard work, day in and day out, not just at election time. But once again, the Congress is the key.
We didn't create this country on a 3-day weekend. We created it by a lot of sacrifice. John Birch was another example of sacrifice, and he didn't know that this was going to be created. He did it because he loved his country, and he knew what his duty was.
The majority of what you see Trump doing is my playbook, Ron Paul's playbook, G. Edward Griffin's playbook, Charlotte Iserby's playbook, Anthony Sutton's playbook, Senator Barry Goldwater's playbook, the John Birch Society playbook. And they're the real OGs. Everything they wrote 60, 70, 40 years ago, it was all dead on 100% accurate about the New World Order. They gave us the blueprint of the enemy operation. And because of the tireless work of folks going back into the 50s and 60s and on through today, but it was really the John Birch Society that stood up the first citizen army to expose this tirelessly. They created the seed of the giant mighty oak you see right now, globally.
Our danger is both immense and imminent. All we must find and build and use to win is sufficient understanding. Let's create that understanding and build that resistance with everything mortal men can put into the effort while there still is time.
Yes. Yes, we had some pretty high-profile people speaking on behalf of the Birch Society. General Flynn and Alice Jones. So yes, we're around for a long time, and we're gaining momentum. Yeah, here's our affiliates. We have our school, our magazine, The New American. Law Enforcement Foundation. We support keep law enforcement independent, not federalized in Western Islands. One of the things I wanted to show, I have a magnolia tree outside of my door, and I look this, a lot of fruits on the tree, Public Education, Bill of Rights, Agenda 2030, United Nations. And those are all manifestations of the globalist agenda, and we call the New World Order. So a lot of folks spend a lot of time in one branch. We look at the whole tree. We look at what's underneath the surface. That's why it's so hard to determine who's really against us and who's for us. So what's our core mission? Educate on founding principles. Expose as well as oppose collectivism, not individualism. Grassroots action, preserve American sovereignty, and then build and inform citizenry. I mean, Larry McDonald, Congressman Larry McDonald here from Cherokee County. He was our congressman. He was our chairman of the John Birch Society. You all know that? That's who he was. And for a long time ago. Of course, he was murdered in the 80s, but he was a very vocal congressman. I really enjoyed meeting him, working with him. We have mission resources. You see it in the back. I want to get to this thing here because of time. We have a monthly magazine called The New American. It is also United States, but also globally. We sell this in different languages all over the world. Freedom Index, really important. You all have a phone? Here we go. You have an iPhone, you get into your Safari browser, and you put in, as it says here, thefreedomindex.org, thefreedomindex.org, and you tap that screen. It looks like what you see here, and put it to your home screen, and I'll show you that in a second. Or if you had Android, you do the same thing, freedomindex.org, and you put that in your home screen. I'll show you that on my phone in a minute, and here we go. So what happens is when you get finished, when you actually look at the various scorecards, they all get printed out like this. So this happens to be Colton Moore. I put him in blue. He's 92%. Not bad, huh? Good, Joe and Colton. And then I have Senator Ossoff, and I put him in pink for a lot of different reasons, but his score is a 0. Is that a surprise, folks? There you go. So what good are these things? Seriously. So our job as citizens here in any state is to go visit. We have these for state legislators. I showed it a second on my phone before she takes me off the stage here. Is to visit them and say, why are you voting this way? If you're voting constitutionally, do a good job. You know, Larry McDonald said this to me when he looks at bills in Congress. Is it constitutional? Do we need it? And can we afford it? You have to think about that. Those are 3 simple questions. The problem we have is you look at a history of our country, states are sovereign. We let the federal government take up too much power. They're only supposed to protect us against foreign domestic enemies. And now they do everything for us. So the states are now beholden to the federal government. It's the other way around. So if I'm looking at one thing that could happen, we need strong state governments. Limited government, not maximum government. So if she gives me a second, I'll show this on my phone, and I'll show what it looks like when you download it. See if technology works. If it does, I'm a happy guy. Let's see what happens here. Just thinking about it. Oh, check or whatever. Oh, here you go. So this is what it looks like on your phone. This is my iPhone. You can see here. Here's a really cool thing when you drag down to the bottom here. See the United States? If you click on good old Georgia right here like that, here's all your state representative scorecard. We update this every 6 months. So who's the top 20 legislators? You got Colton Moore, you got Charlie Bird, you got Mitchell Horner, Noel Kine, but she's a member, Greg Darzel, 76%, and you got Carter Barnett, and on it goes. And of course, you got the worst legislators, Zero, Miles, you know. Then you can visit all of them, right? We'll see how well the internet goes. And you could do this for the U.S. Senate as well. So in your pocket, now you have the voting record of everybody in the United States. Isn't that cool? Everybody in the United States. So the secret's out. People looking for truth, it's here. So when you visit legislators, don't complain to them. Just ask them intelligently, why did you vote this way? The Constitution or unconstitutional? This actually keeps people in tow. We've changed a lot of congressmen and senators in the world, in the United States rather, because we exposed their voting record. And most Americans don't know how they vote. As a matter of fact, they don't even know who their representative is. Isn't that a shame? So we make it pretty simple, as this is trying to spin. I'm sorry for the internet, but you get the picture on how it works. So it goes to anybody in the United States. It's on your phone. Download the app. And I was talking to Lois, and she said this would be really important for all you guys to know how to do this, okay? So you can see here we got government Congress, and this is Georgia for, as again, the Freedom Index that's still spinning around here. But we do the same thing for how they voted, reports as well as Congress and senators. So in closing, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. As Larry McDonald said, it's all about education in the Congress. It's not a yearly election time opportunity. It's to be vigilant on understanding who we are. And that's the only way we get back our country is understanding who we are. And we teach that. That's our job, is to teach you Americanist principles so you can elect constitutional-minded representatives. Does that all make sense? Yes? So I hope you download this. Remember, the freedomindex.org. It's could be on your phone or your computer. The secret's out. Tells you how you guys are voting. So I know we have a couple folks here running for office. I know Chris Morrow there. He's a constitutional. That's good. I don't know some of the other folks. But base it on their constitutional beliefs and how they uphold the Constitution. And we gain back our country to limited government and more responsibility. And with God's help, a better world. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Wayne. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate what you all do.